Hello guys, gals and non-binary pals. Today we're back in The Sims 4. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I was just... editing videos takes a lot out of me because I'm not used to it, and yeah, sometimes it's just pretty difficult for me to get the motivation to actually edit. It's no big deal. It just means that obviously I don't have like a huge audience, so I don't need a schedule, so I'm just doing it when I want to because ultimately this is just a bit of fun for me, so I'm not gonna like stress myself over like taking every second of the day to work on YouTube. Maybe that'll change in the future, I don't know, but for now it's just I'm doing it when I have the energy, and I don't have very much energy recently because of lockdown, but hey ho. So today I'm renovating one of the houses that comes with the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack. This is the one in... Honestly, I can't remember because I recorded this ages ago and I forgot to edit it. So this is one of the houses in one of the neutral district, the one that starts off pretty neutral, and you can either make it good or polluted, I don't know. So I'm trying to make it a lot more British. I feel like that's the kind of vibe a lot of it was trying to have, almost. A lot more lower, I don't want to say lower class because it's not, but more common housing, especially after World War II. You'll see in most towns in Britain they followed a specific housing type so that they could build the most houses that they could for the housing crisis that happened after World War II when all the soldiers arrived home and there was a baby boom and everyone needed housing, and there was no housing because lots of people were poor and the government were just like, oh shit. So I also get vibes from like Chicago, I think, because when I used to watch Shameless, the US version, and a lot of the houses on the south side where like the Gallaghers lived kind of remind me of this style of house that they've built here. But I was trying to do a take on British housing and old school style British houses that you usually see in towns and cities across the country. So in a lot of old 70s houses you'll get these little like windows almost between dining rooms and kitchens, and I thought it would be kind of fun to add that. And now that I'm looking back on it, I literally should have just used one of the windows from Island Living, but for some reason I was just like, no, I'm gonna use a half wall, I'm gonna use it, which looking back I should have just used the window, and I might actually go back and change that. But yeah, so in most houses that are in the center of towns and stuff, they're not that big. We don't have super huge spacious houses in the UK as much. I'm quite lucky to live in a really old Victorian house that my parents bought years ago, and it's a lot more spacious than most houses here are. But most of the time, you know, not very much space. It's not a bad thing, it's just, you know, how the houses were built back after World War II, like I said. Very squished together. You will see multiple townhouse style, I guess you would call it, but here you call it like terraced semi-detached houses, which is still sad that you can't do that in The Sims 4. With the new roommate kind of thing, it's easier, I guess, but yeah, they're still not proper semi-detached houses that you can do. The layout I really struggled with it because I was trying, in the sense of British houses are quite small, we don't have a lot of it's not very traditional to see open plan style living. You definitely get like the separate rooms for the separate things. Most houses are getting renovated to be open plan, but most of the time it is like a long corridor and all the doors coming off that corridor with the stairs in it. So that's what I was trying to do here. Hence the weird like hall layout, is because I wanted to make sure that the rooms were big enough to fit good decor, but I didn't want to make it like super spacious and open plan, because that wouldn't really be true to like the architecture here, I guess you could say. I mean, I'm no expert, obviously. I'm just an 18-year-old person who lives here, but you know, from what I've seen and grown up with and grown up around, I guess, I was trying to use a good mix of the eco lifestyle stuff. I think I used other expansion packs too, but I did try to keep it as little as possible from other packs. I think the stuff that I did use from other packs is quite God, all my words are losing me here, but it's all quite replaceable if you don't have the packs. Yeah, I added the laundry in because in Britain most people have their laundry either in the kitchen or right next to the kitchen, separated by like one door. So yeah, we have that. I really struggled with picking a coffee table actually, which sounds silly, but I really did struggle, and I struggled finding like a cohesive style for this. Basically, I was really struggling trying to pick one aesthetic for this house, because I was like, I don't know who lives here, who's gonna live here. I think I end up making it a family home. Originally, I was planning on making it just like a young couple who had just moved in, but it did turn into a family home at the end. I think it's for like a single mom with 2 kids who they're all pretty into their eco stuff, obviously. In the garden, we end up making it pretty eco. And I did try to make, like I said, I did try to make use of a lot of the eco stuff, so maybe I'll make a family and start playing in here, but I don't know yet. I did use that tiny living cabinet just because I thought, yeah, it really does fit in this. I was adjusting the garden just so that the window could fit, and I used that blank space outside as a driveway just because I was thinking, well, a single mum would probably use a car to take her kids around. It's not the most eco thing, but no one's perfect in my opinion. I feel like if your house is pretty carbon neutral and you try and reduce your footprint everywhere, having a car is not going to be the end of the world if you desperately need one to be able to get around. So yeah, this might be one of my last videos for a while, just because I'm moving out to my best friend's flat. I'm going to be moving in with both of them, and I don't know if I'm going to have the space to be able to make videos just for a little while though. We'll definitely see how it goes, and I'll probably be able to sort something out, but heads up. I'm kind of devastated because 2 of my favourite YouTubers, Jacksepticeye and Plumbella, are both taking breaks for like a month or so. Well, no, I think Plumbella's back just taking a few weeks off, but Jack's taking a whole month off, and it's just a bit like, no. I completely get it. YouTube is low-key hard, but it's kind of gutting because they're my faves. But I just hope they're back soon, and when they are back, you know, they're all happy and they're all good and they're not feeling so burnt out, because it definitely is hard work, especially if you're doing this every single day. I couldn't even imagine it. The good thing about this video for me is that it's really easy because all I have to do is talk shite over the top of it and you can just watch me fuck around for half an hour. So that's pretty decent, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't actually been watching the screen, so I have no idea what's been going on. I got distracted by my water bottle because it was jiggling. I was really desperately trying to figure out something to put here. I think I end up going with that shelf, yeah I do. I just felt like this room was so bland and boring and I really hated it. And I feel like there's such a lack of good dining tables that we can use. Like they're all, not all of them are stylized, but like most of them are stylized heavily. So much so that when you look at them and you're just like, I just want to make a simple, common looking, not common, but like, you know, recognizable, homely kind of place and not make it look super modern or overly country-esque, you know. I just need a good table that most people would probably, you could probably find at most people's houses. I feel like that's a problem with a lot of some of this stuff. Not this stuff as in eco lifestyle, but more so as a whole, the game. I think one of my biggest problems is with city living. I love city living. I love the concept of apartments and I love the world. I love San Myshuno. I love quite a lot of the build buy stuff. But there's just some stuff that's so unusable for me because I'm like, when am I ever going to use this? Unless I make some modern build that I'm probably not going to build, you know? It's definitely a lot sometimes. I ended up going with this dining table because I was like, well, it's the most kind of normal, I guess, and I couldn't really think of any other chairs to put there, so I was just like, okay, it just gives it a bit cozy. Maybe they thrifted them and got them secondhand for cheap somewhere. Also, this little corner, I was desperate to put some kind of detail in, but everything was a bit clunky, so I think I ended up just taking ages to find the coat hanger, the hat stand thing. I lost it and I was trying to find it and I just couldn't, and I was like, I'm very confused, don't really know what's going on, but I did eventually find it. What I want to start trying to do more is like really detailed builds, but at the same time my patience is so very little. I don't think I'd be able to hack it, not gonna lie. It's, I don't know. But I see so much creativity from so many people and it's just insane. Like, they spend ages and ages scrolling through debug and live edit objects, and they manage to find these amazing ways to use certain things I would never have thought of, and I'm just like, how do you do it? Teach me your ways, please, I'm begging you. I almost forgot a door in the bathroom, but don't worry, I put one in, I think. Oh my god, what if I don't? Pretty sure I do. I think I do. I better. Yeah, that's me struggling with the whole aesthetic. Yeah, there we go. There's a door. This is me struggling with the whole aesthetic again. I put blank walls first just because it looks less ugly than the drywall. And also I added more windows in because the main thing I hated about this house was the lack of symmetry and just the random placements of windows. It's very reminiscent of British homes, I'm not gonna lie. We are pretty bad for not doing symmetrical windows. But oh my god, it was just too much to bear. I just couldn't do it. So there. Take my windows and deal with them. I wish I could remember what my thoughts were going through my head when I did the bedrooms. I vaguely remember one is a toddler room and the other is more for like a teenager, and I was thinking maybe she had 2 daughters, the single mother or father. I don't know, I can't remember. I'm just kind of defaulting to a mother, which isn't great. But what am I struggling with? Oh, I'm struggling with the rugs. Yeah. So now that we are moving on to the bedrooms, yeah, I changed up the colors, I'm pretty sure. But it was, yeah, so a single parent, let's say, instead of mother. Single parent and a toddler and a teenager. And I'll have to tell you more when I see it, because I cannot remember for the life of me. So the middle one is the toddler room, the end one on the right, the green one, is the teenage room, and the master bedroom is the parents' bedroom. Now, I didn't see this before. This was my first time ever seeing this cot, and it was so cute. I must have overlooked it in every Build Buy review that I watched on YouTube, because it was so gorgeous when I saw it, and it was just like, oh my god, I wish I had had this when I was a kid. I want to be able to buy this if I ever have children. Oh my god, like, it's so pretty, and the amount of detail in it is just so gorgeous. So yeah, there we go. I switched around the colours. I use this rug in basically every children's room that I do, because I love it so much, and I think it's just such a great rug. I don't know. But in case you couldn't see, yeah, just there's a little teddy and a little blanket on the side of the bed, and I just think that detail is so gorgeous, and I love it so much. I did struggle trying to fit in like a good few toddler things here, but it is pretty reminiscent of British homes, because they are quite small. Do you guys see that on the plant? Like the homemade plant, it's like transparent, and I don't really know why, but it's so transparent, and it really confused me when I saw that. I can't remember whether I see it in this build or in another build that I tried to use it in, but it's kind of bizarre, the fact that it's so transparent. It's like the mesh isn't properly like loaded. I don't know. It's kind of bizarre. But yeah, I was struggling for space for some toddler stuff to give her a better room, but we fit the necessities, I think. She's got a couple toys. But yeah, this is the teenage room that I was talking about. I think I based it off of like 3 girls, so a mother and 2 sisters, but it's completely up for interpretation. It could definitely be 2 boys, 3 boys, a girl and a boy, and a mom, a girl and a boy, and a dad. You know, it's completely up to everyone's interpretation. I think that's just the story that I was going with in my head. So I think the daughter was like pretty studious, she's pretty good at school, but she also has a more activist side to her and wants to be able to make a difference in the world. So they've got like the handcrafted, or well, the eco lights and the eco dresser, and I think that's really pretty cute, to be honest with you. I really like that desk from City Living. I think it's pretty nice. So I'm just adding some clutter, a school bag, some makeup, and some, I don't think, did I add that perfume in? No, I didn't. I added some binders in, and I was gonna add some more details, but I think I just left it there. I add some plants in, because who doesn't love a good plant in The Sims 4? I think adding plants to anything just makes it look so much better. And I tried so desperately not to get my default out, which is the plant in the corner and then the little plant in the little pot next to it on the floor. And that is my default go-to. Here we go, shove a plant in the corner. Looks better. So instead I used the Island Living one, so that I didn't just default because I don't want to make all of my videos repetitive, at least not as repetitive as my real gameplay that I play for myself. I've been recently playing The Sims 2 and oh my god, I have very specific things that I like to use in The Sims 2 because it's quite a struggle game. It's very outdated and some of the things work really well, but for my tastes in the 2020 decade, yeah, it's not really for me. Also, I'm fully aware I went pretty overboard with the curtains in that bedroom, which is why I deleted 2 of the windows, because who needs 4 windows in one bedroom? You know, like 1 or 2, just have 1 or 2. I just realized that the teenager's bedroom has 3, but technically one of them is like a double window pushed into one, so it's fine. I really liked the simple city living wardrobe. I really wish it had more swatches. I'm trying to get myself into a little bit of custom content making, so maybe I can try to recolor that, but I'm not very good at it, so it might take me absolute years. But I just kind of kept the parents' bedroom really quite chill. I think, you know, with the craziness of 2 kids being raised on their own, sometimes you just need a chill place to come to at the end of the day. I know even me myself, who does not have 2 children and doesn't even have to go to work at the moment, definitely needs to do that even after a day of COVID lockdown. So, you know, I just kept it pretty simple. Yeah, I gave them a bed and then realized when I went downstairs that we did not have space for a pet bowl, but I add one in because I moved everything over and I reduced the landing. So that's what I did there. I added a calendar. We've got the iron board and the broom and dustpan and brush, which is great. This took me a real long time. It kept snapping to the wall in front of me, which was annoying. I was thinking, I don't know why, but I was thinking, oh, maybe I could get like a thing in here. No, just leave it. Just leave it. Stop trying to cram every single space full of stuff. I put the pinboard up there because I thought that was pretty good too, and I wanted to add the parenthood bulletin board as well. And now I think we're moving on to the garden. I'm excited. I love doing gardens. I'm not very good at them, but I do love doing them. Ever since I got the backyard stuff pack and got that picket fence. That is my favourite fence in the entire game. And I literally bought backyard stuff before I made this channel and should probably buy all the packs, but I'm not going to do that until I have the money. The only reason I bought backyard stuff was for that goddamn picket fence. I use it in most of my builds. I love it so much. It's the best thing to have come out that pack. Nobody can at me. But yeah, I was thinking about making the roof really detailed, and I was like, you know what, I cannot be arsed. Let's just do this. One thing I really wish is that they added letterboxes to the doors, like functioning ones, because you will rarely see, in the UK, you will rarely see an external postbox for a house. You will see it, obviously, but definitely not in that American style of like the mailbox, like that, like the weird little, I don't even know what you'd call it, semicircular, semi-oval, I don't know, but you don't see that here. You can see like stuff that's around the corner from a house that you have to unlock with a key if their houses don't have specific letterboxes, but most of the time it's just kind of in our front door, or things get left in porches, stuff like that. What I thought this house needed the most was a bunch of trees. I love adding trees to houses. I think it really makes them look so much more detailed with literally such little effort. Hedges, they're great too. I'm not amazing at like super detailed, realistic like gardens, but I can do the basics, I think. I hope. So yeah, just adding in some hedges. I add in a little bit of dirt and flowers, and around the back I already put the vertical planters, which are great. I tried using them inside and I had a rude awakening that you cannot use them inside, you have to use them outside, which kind of sucks for the apartments that are in this same little district of the neighborhood. I tried using them with a sim and it was like, yeah, it needs more space, sorry, and I was just like, it's supposed to save space, I'm confused. But yeah, I didn't like it. I might have just been using it completely wrong, but I couldn't use it inside. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think I used not the right seeds. I think I was just trying to use normal seeds when you need the vertical planter seeds. So actually I might go back and try that now that I'm thinking about it. Sometimes I just have to talk to myself out loud before I can realize that I just made a mistake and it's not the game's fault. So just adding in some details. We've got a washing line to try and be more eco during the summer when it isn't raining and when it's not freezing cold. My mother loves the use of our, oh my god, what are they called? Washing lines. Oh my god, I just said it. And also indoor drying racks, like clothes horses or whatever the hell you call them. Why didn't the Sims add that in laundry day? Because in the UK it rains a lot. I'm sure everybody who isn't even from the UK knows that in the UK it rains a lot. So for a lot of people, having like a drying clothes dryer isn't the most affordable thing. You can't just put it in the dryer every single time because it's pretty expensive. It uses up a lot of electricity. So what's a more affordable way of doing that? Well, you just put it in the middle of the room on the drying rack. Why didn't they add that during not tiny living, laundry stuff? Like, that would have been such a great, if Animal Crossing has it. Animal Crossing, you can buy one or you can find one. But why not in The Sims? In Animal Crossing you can't even use it, but in The Sims it would be so useful. Especially in places where you're trying to be like off the grid but you don't have that much space outdoors. Like in the apartments. Because in the apartments you have to use the dryer if, you know, you have laundry day installed. And I like to use laundry day a lot in a lot of my things. So, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting. And I'm disappointed. Also, I was really disappointed about this not being placed properly on the fence. So I just kind of gave up and left it there. But we're coming to the end of the build now. And I forgot to take screenshots of it, so you're gonna have to forgive me for not taking screenshots. Sorry. I'm really sorry. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did take screenshots. I'm a lying bitch. Oh my god. You'll get screenshots at the end. Yay! After I try so hard to do not very much. But, yeah. It's not the best renovation. I didn't really do much with it. I could have went absolutely crazy, but I just wanted to do something really simple. And I think it definitely looks better than when EA gave it to us. At least I hope so. I really didn't do that much. I just made it look a bit nicer on the inside and a bit more lived in on the outside. So I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. So yeah, thanks. Bye.